middays, stars. I wander around crossroads.
I went and found AudioMulch to satisfy a whole lot of needs over here, and lo and behold, kind of counterintuitively, I found that it serviced a whole lot of other stuff that was really useful for me in a theatre context. What's happening in a lot of theatre these days, the sound design possibilities in live performance and theatre are actually expanding hugely. I'd say that the whole aspect of performance is really reinventing itself quite amazingly. When I work in these situations, I find that I'm usually the sound operator, the live musician, the composer, the sound designer, all in one. What I discovered with AudioMulch is that not only could I use it as a fantastic live signal processor and develop all sorts of interesting sound designs from my performance, I could also plug in actors and start messing around and having fun with their words as well. More than that, I'm on stage performing. I can't be up at the front of house mixing desk mixing this. Perhaps there's a way. Look. Here it is. AudioMulch actually allows me to do all of my speaker management and so much of my mixing for all my audio playback can be done from my position on stage. Here's a patch that, I hope you can all read that, that I used in the recent Q Theatre show. It's almost left brain, right brain, really. All of this part of the world, you see Ant, Marco and Shari, the names of my three actors. I was able to route their voices through a whole series of wonderful AudioMulch kind of processing. But over on this side, that's the kind of interesting part for me. I was able to, basically it's a series of mixers, crossfaders, EQs, dynamics processors, all sorts of things are possible here. So what it enabled me to do from my position on stage was to manage all of my audio playback. For me, I'm starting to use AudioMulch like a travelling hand luggage audio solution. I can travel anywhere because I tour a lot of my shows. And I find that I can walk into just about any venue and use whatever facilities they've got and adapt my sound design very, very quickly on the fly. By adding whatever modules or subtracting or rerouting, doing all of my signal routing in my computer. And so I'm not having to deal with, all I need is just my outputs, such as Donna's little Motu here, a mixer and a sound system. But all the homework and all the operation and all of the dynamic mixing for my live, for my theatre playback actually happens here in AudioMulch. It's kind of counterintuitive. Ross talks about on-the-fly, improvisational, immediate, and here am I using AudioMulch to actually nail things down in very predictable and highly, tight little sequences, guaranteeing each performance. I can do complex mixer moves, sending sound, starting from certain origins and departing into various speakers and coming back again. All sorts of wonderful dynamic moves with sound throughout the auditorium in multi-speaker systems. So I had three actors on stage, and they were working through and reciting a series of Australian poets. Very simple, really. I actually started just using loopers, catching, morphing, and crunching up their dialogue live. The audience ended up becoming enveloped by a whole, basically just a lot of rippling voices, all generated from the actors on stage live. And then you'll see what happens at the end.
Darkness. My speech turns out, remote, not right. Never quite sure what I'm saying, on the periphery of truth. Uphold me now, pure colours, blacks, whites, bells in central tone, middays, stars. I wander around crossroads. Let me be sure I can look across the road stones. Happily.
And that's how we segued into the next scene in the theatre show. Endless possibilities. I really urge you guys to have a look at this, not from the point of view of just generating electronic music, but from a point of view of actually manipulating and a whole lot of live mixing duties. Might seem a little mundane compared to some of the more interesting sort of experimental electronic stuff you could do with this, but I tell you what, it gives you an extra pair of hands in performance. It's fantastic.